Turbo boosters approaching critical boinkage levels. Maximum Blastoff imminent. After 4 years, Ethereum has begun its 5, even 10% of a Bitcoin moon mission, guys, so much to come, and Ethereum breaking on the USD pairing is just the beginning. And as I'm sure you're very aware, Bitcoin is moments away from breaking out of the critical crunch zone, 34.5 to 35.5, guys. This is absolutely very big. And all of this is occurring as yet another chart is showing something very, very different. Rub-a-dub-dub, let's dump in. Welcome back, you total incomplete savages. I'm your host, Larry Liftoff, not to be confused with my baby sister, Larry Liftoff. Today, we're going to be taking a deep dive into Bitcoin. We're going to be taking a deep dive into Ethereum, and we're going to be looking at some other charts because there is something absolutely critical brewing, and if you think that this is bullish for cryptocurrency, then you, my friends, are correct. So guys, time is precious and the milk is getting warm. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and if you want access to these absolutely groundbreaking, phenomenal, life-changing updates, make sure to turn on those post notifications immediately. And without any further ado, let's jump in. These milk stains are going to take a while to get out, guys. So if we start on this weekly chart, this is literally the exact scenario we've been hoping for pretty much weeks now. Ever since we started this pullback from 42K, we've been saying on this weekly chart, any closes above this key fib level ultimately are exactly what we want. And guys, this comes after what Ben and Cryptos R Us brought to everyone's attention about this F2 mining pool selling, right? So in one sense, a big miner selling is actually, it can be conceived as bullish for Bitcoin, considering there is an argument to be made that the largest mining pool selling Bitcoin is actually bullish for Bitcoin because it indicates one thing, that the market, in their opinion, is strong enough to absorb these sells. And guys, let's be honest, it has been very strong. There's almost been an equal buying and selling pressure, and as we found out just, hours ago, there's quite a lot of selling going on, some massive amounts of selling. However, what do we notice? Bitcoin so far has held very strongly above 30K. In fact, it's gotten all very critical long-term closes above 32K. So there is a silver lining to everything. And in this case, the silver lining is that so far Bitcoin has been able to withstand some pretty absolutely immense, objectively immense selling pressure in these markets. And guys, as I'm recording this video, you can see within the last 12 hours or so, we have come up to our critical crunch zone, which we've been unable to break into. The only time over the past 2 weeks we've been able to actually enter this zone was the Elon pump. Aside from that, you guys can see this blue zone here was basically unattainable for Bitcoin's price. However, you can see about 12 hours ago, we had our first rejection at the very tippy top, about 35.6, 35.5. Found support at the bottom of our crunch zone that we've been talking about for actually weeks and weeks at this point. And you see right now we're testing that again, all while a lot of other things are happening on these charts, not just Bitcoin. For example, Ethereum is absolutely breaking out, and this is something we've been talking about for weeks as well. The Ethereum Bitcoin pairing, guys, as you know, is probably the most bullish single Bitcoin pairing chart I've seen on this chart. This goes back like 4 years at this point. So Ethereum, I am really looking for to take some massive breakout against Bitcoin over the next few weeks, okay? Ethereum, I'm still, and many people as well, are still looking for this to absolutely start exploding in the very short term. This week, possible, right? Next week, very, very possible. If you guys been watching, you know that I've been saying I'm much more excited about Ethereum's price action in the short term because you guys all know what happened to Bitcoin after it broke its all-time highs, right? Back here. It took about 3 to 4 weeks, and once it broke those all-time highs, it absolutely blasted off. And you see Ethereum clearly, obviously, doing a very similar thing here, and now, for the first time, it has concretely broken all previous all-time highs, and even 1,500 on some exchanges. You can see even 1,500 exactly on the dot here on Coinbase. So guys, this is just the beginning. A lot to look forward to in the month of February. We're 2 days in. The technicals could not be looking better. Fundamentally, Bitcoin has never been stronger. In fact, Michael Saylor's virtual conferences begin tomorrow. So that's another very exciting thing to look forward to. And in addition to all of that, Ethereum paired with Bitcoin is something we've been covering for also weeks. You can go back and just look how long we've been talking about this. Basically 4 years that Ethereum has been consolidating in its Bitcoin pair. And you can see just about 2 or 3 weeks ago, we started to exit this. We came into some initial resistance, but ultimately this trend, I believe, over the year 2021 is going to be heavily lopsided towards the upside for Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to easily obtain, 5%, potentially even 10% of a Bitcoin, which is absolutely wild. That is how the price predictions you're hearing of, 5, 10,000, 20,000 US dollars per Ether become possible. In particular, if Ethereum can really capture some of Bitcoin's market cap. If you're not bullish on Ethereum, go to the doctor because you might have some worms. Now guys, all of this also is happening while the DXY also is pumping. Now this is something we've also been covering as it's been bouncing off of its 50-day moving average here. Ultimately, again, I do believe the trend is down, but as we said in yesterday's video, we actually could see some more upside for the DXY over the next few weeks before kind of reversing, considering that ever since March of 2021 or of 2020, it's the DXY has only been on a very steep downtrend. So it would make sense if we got another similar bounce to like what we did back here, you know, in September of 2020 or something like that. So again, we're going to keep a watchful eye on the DXY because it's very important what we're seeing here. And before we continue with Bitcoin, I did want to bring your attention to Chainlink, which is my number 3 holding, only behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. Again, very excited to see Ethereum surpass 30, 40, 50 plus US dollars easily in the first 2 quarters of 2021, in my opinion. But guys, yeah, specifically, if we go back to this chart here, this is the 4-hour chart for Bitcoin. You can see, you know, absolutely just breaching some very important levels. We have stalled out a little bit right around 35.5, which, as we said, is the critical zone of the crunch zone. And if we go to our 6-hour chart, you can see a decent amount of resistance. This is our other long channel we have on our 6-hour. This is a pretty important level. We've actually found some very important closes right on a lot of these lines over the past few weeks. But specifically, if we look on our daily chart for Bitcoin, this is a very good sign. The fact that not only have we held our 50-day moving average about a week ago here on the 26th and held our long-term ascending line of support, now as well the 21-day. And if we transition to this other daily chart, this is absolutely beautiful to see. You know, if this is in fact a falling wedge, the chances of this actually breaking out to the upside become very good if we maintain the 21-day, and we could see Bitcoin actually approach all-time highs this month as well. While I fully expect Ethereum to break all-time highs this month, which as of today already has, but again, I personally think Ethereum's going to go a lot higher than $1,500 this month, this new month. But it's also likely towards the middle of this month, maybe the end of this month, that Bitcoin is also going to go on a tear. And we're seeing some very strong momentum with Bitcoin here. It's going to come down to daily closes, 6-hour closes, especially weekly closes, but we just opened up this new weekly candle, and let's be honest, guys, this is as bullish as I could expect. This is exactly what I would want in a scenario, guys. If we zoom back a few weeks, what I was saying for quite a long time, which a lot of people didn't really like it, I was saying it, but there were a fair amount of people in the comments that were disagreeing and saying, no, we don't need that. And it was basically just that I was saying, you know, a few weeks of pulling back here is exactly what I want. I kept saying I want Bitcoin to pull back. I want Bitcoin to maybe even go to the 50-day moving average, which it actually did for a brief moment. But what I said was, after such a parabolic rally, at some point we need a decent cool off. Now, to me, this is like the absolute bare minimum cool off, meaning Bitcoin could have dropped so much lower in the past few weeks, especially with what came to our attention over the past few days about the F2 mining pool, the biggest mining pool selling very large amounts of Bitcoin. All of that combined, and Bitcoin has so far still held basically the very bare minimum level of a pullback for Bitcoin, with the very, you know, worst case scenario being all the way down here around 20K. So with all of those factors combined, the fact that Bitcoin has remained as strong as it has, the fact that for the most part Bitcoin has maintained $30,000 extremely strongly, to me that is just basically exactly what you want to see on Bitcoin's chart. And all it does for me is reaffirm just how strong Bitcoin is, not only technically, but fundamentally as well. There is just so much strength in this market. And for anybody doubting the explosiveness of crypto this year, guys, I mean, buckle in. There is, I'm expecting so much more. I'm still saying we're within like the first 10% maximum of this bull cycle, meaning there's still so much to be riding up. Unbelievable. So if you agree that Bitcoin is looking strong and Ethereum is looking strong, make sure to hit that like, make sure to hit that subscribe, turn on those post notifications so you get updated when we post these critical alerts. Make sure to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, and as well, if you're interested in trading, you want to support the channel, we have a $620 limited time bonus about to be ending soon. If you want to trade Bitcoin, if you want to trade Ethereum, remember trading is risky, so never trade more than you're willing to lose.